I'm currently stuck living with my narcissistic father since my mother passed away. He's doing whatever he can to try to prevent me from leaving the house. When I've tried to get a job, he has sabotaged it. I have to hide the fact that I bought a car from my own father at 42 years old. He's gonna leave, and I am going to make as much money as I possibly can so that by the time he gets back here, I won't be here. Merry Christmas! My father just left me here like the family dog on Christmas Eve. Nobody asked me what I was doing for Christmas. Nobody told me what they were doing. Then Christmas Eve comes around and he just walks out of the house and leaves me here. He went to my brother's to go celebrate Christmas with him and his family. And you know, as bad as that sounds and is, it's still better than having to spend the holidays with people who hate me, with toxic, abusive people who just make me feel like crap. Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. Guess who never went to Vietnam? My father took 2 overseas vacations in 2024, supposedly to Vietnam. Why Vietnam? Because my brother has family there. So every year when my mother was alive, they would all go to Vietnam together. So in 2024, my father was supposed to do the same without my mother this time, but going to Vietnam to meet up with my brother. My father left his passport on the table. I just checked it, and he did not step 1 foot in Vietnam in 2024. And yet no one told me. My father didn't go to Vietnam. He went to Thailand and Indonesia. Why did he go to Thailand? Because I'm an idiot. And after my mother's funeral, I brought up Thailand and passport bros, and my father didn't understand what I was talking about, so I explained it to him. I planted the seed in his head. So now he takes multiple vacations every year to go overseas and take advantage of desperate and trafficked women. And while he's overseas being disgusting, I have to be here taking care of his saltwater aquarium.
The main thing is, here's the pH probe, okay? It's very delicate, you know that maybe? It's got a glass tip.
All right.
A little glass ball.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario, you can take it on the phone to go, just a test. Okay, so basically, normally you should start with pressure. I'll normally start from that black bucket, but for now I'll start with that.
To the vet because she was a little bit bloated and seemed to have been losing her appetite. So they checked her out, ran some blood tests, and she seems to be fine. She was just a little bit constipated, so that's amazing. Great news that only cost me $500. Big day? Yeah. I think I'm gonna refinish this table and list it. I'm also going to refinish this and list this and this table too. I got my tools all ready for it. And this, I'm gonna refinish this. I'm gonna sell this too. This is the after of the trolley. If you're wondering about the color I chose, it's because they had a $5 can in the mismatch section, so that's what I took. I tried sanding down the water damage and then filling it with wood filler, but it obviously didn't fix it completely. But I was wasting time, so I just took some pictures as is. I just tried not to take pictures of the top, and what I'm going to do is sand it again on the top and try to fix it and then post some pictures of the top. Hopefully I can get this fixed. This is the after of the table. Personally, I prefer contrasting colors. So if I was doing it for me, I would have kept the black glass and then done like a pale wood. But I heard that darker colors sell faster, so that's why I chose this color. There's scratches on the glass that I don't think that even if I really tried that I could get them out. So I don't want to waste too much time on this piece, like perfecting it and all that. So I listed it like this, and we're gonna see what happens. I just brought this table up from downstairs because someone's on their way to purchase it. I didn't list it for very much because it has a lot of damage on it. And I'm not gonna repaint it because tables don't sell very fast or very well. This has already been on Marketplace for months now, and very few people have wanted to come purchase it, and the ones who did realized afterwards that they couldn't fit it in their vehicle. I'm only here for another couple weeks, so if I repainted it and listed it for a higher price, the chances of me selling it before I leave are not very good, so I'm just gonna take what I can get. I just picked up this pair of side tables from someone who was selling them for 30 bucks on Facebook, and they look really promising, except for this piece has the top piece of the wood is warping, and I'm really not sure how I'm gonna fix that. But if I do, I'll probably be able to sell them for like $200-300 bucks. Then I got this too, this was free. I'm gonna see if I can find a matching one or something that looks similar enough that I can paint them to look like a pair and sell that as well. So I've been looking at this wood top, the warped wood top, to see what I was gonna do. I know how to get it flat, but I have to remove it from the base to do that. Thing is, I thought that it was like one giant piece of wood, and when I started trying to see how I was gonna remove it, these things just popped right off. This is just a molding, like a wall molding that somebody put on this. Very interesting. So the top should actually come off really easily because it's screwed in. So I'm gonna take these screws out and hopefully it pops right off. We are back at the vet, but it's not an emergency, so everybody relax. Last time we were here, the vet asked me to schedule a follow-up appointment for her anal glands, so that's why we're here, but it should be totally fine. Okay, I sanded this down to expose the wood, so I'm going to now remove it from the base. I'm going to spray this with water, and I'm going to turn it upside down and then leave it like that, and supposedly it should flatten out. As you can see, I have reattached the top and the moldings, which was a pain in the butt. I'm going to show you why. I did manage to flatten out the top piece of wood quite a bit. However, it wasn't enough. So when I reattached the moldings, I could not get them flush because it's impossible to get them flush with a warped top piece. Another thing that's really annoying about this set is that I think these drawers are missing a drawer face because of the gap right above the drawer. I don't think it's supposed to be like that, but I don't even have the tools. That's why it's not completely painted, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get a drawer face, which means I have to make a drawer face, and I don't even have my saw. Also, what I was planning on doing to deal with this situation was to get gap seal. Obviously, I'm gonna put another nail in there, get some gap seal, and fill the gaps to the best of my ability and paint over the gap seal. And I hope it looks decent, but I don't think I can sell these for very much. You know, I was about to go to the store, but honestly, now that I'm looking at it again, I'm not gonna do drawer faces. I'm just gonna paint it, like paint the front of the drawer just the way it is, change the hardware, and list it like that. Obviously, I'm gonna still do the gap seal because that's ridiculous. What are you doing? Is that a bunny? I think there's a bunny just sitting in the road. Buddy, you're gonna get hit. We gotta go save the bunny. What are you doing? You can't stay there. All right. You're safe. $3. I'm gonna paint them. I just got out of Canadian Tire, and check out that moon. That's the blood moon. Last night was the eclipse. Check out these prices. I should have came here instead of going to Canadian Tire when I first started this project. Okay, I got my cock all over this thing. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, so I'll rephrase. I got this silicone stuff. This is what I was using on the van when I put in the fan, so I kept it around. It's still good after like 2 years. Crazy! And I just put it in there, gap sealed the gaps. And then when it's dry, I'm going to paint over it and see what it looks like. Like I said, I don't see myself selling this for very much. But if it sells at all, good, I guess. What a waste of time. Check this out. So these are the little handles, the wooden handles that I got. This is Play-Doh that I got at the dollar store. And obviously, I'm using it to keep them upright. I had these on a garbage bag outside before. I sprayed them with this, and then when that dried, I gave them a top coat, and now they look like this, which is perfect. So they're not like too much of this, you know? I like it. I like it. This is the screw that came with the handle, and the problem is that it's not going to make it all the way to the other end, so I have to go back to the store and buy screws now. I made a mistake when I bought those nightstands because I want to say that I wasn't paying attention, but honestly, I didn't even know what to be looking out for. Now I know. I learned a lot through the process of wasting my time. It took so long to repaint these, and I'm not going to be able to sell them for very much in the end. So it was kind of a loss, but when I went to pick up nightstands, I didn't just pick up that pair. A couple days later, I found another pair that, again, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know what to look for, and I think I actually lucked out. I picked up this pair of nightstands having no idea what was good or bad, and honestly, when I first saw them, I didn't think that they were very attractive. However, when she opened the drawer, I saw this stamp, and I knew it must mean something. And so when I got home and I looked them up, hi baby, this set is like worth over $1,000. So, yay. I don't think my plan is working. I spent most of February listing things from the house, junk that I wanted to sell, and I expected a lot more of it to sell than actually did. the economy's not doing very well, the stock market is crashing, and most of what came in I've spent at the vet and on bills, and I'm left with a few $100s. He's coming back very soon, in a few days at this point. And I obviously can't leave yet. And I'm concerned that he's going to try to stop me from making money once he gets back, because that's what he's been doing this entire time. I don't know what I'm going to do.